Okay, let's unpack this. Artificial intelligence. It's just, well, it's everywhere, isn't it? Headlines, your phone, maybe work.
Absolutely, and it sparks so many questions.
Exactly. Which is what we're diving into today. We've got this interesting document as our guide. It lays out the top 10 questions asked about AI today.
A really useful snapshot of what people are wondering right now.
Yeah, our mission basically is to use this map to cut through, all the hype and confusion. We want to zero in on what you really need to grasp about AI now.
How it works, how it affects you, where it might be going, all seen through the lens of these common questions.
Right. So let's start with the absolute basics, that fundamental question. What is AI, really? What does this document say?
It defines it pretty clearly. It's about the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines.
Simulation. Okay.
Yeah, the computer systems designed to do tasks that normally need human thinking. So learning, solving problems, seeing patterns, making decisions.
So it mimics our intelligence, but it's not the same thing,
Exactly. That's a key distinction. It's a sophisticated imitation.
which leads to the next point. How does it actually learn? It's not like us reading a book or having an experience, right?
No, not in the same way. The document emphasizes learning from data, masses of data.
Okay.
It uses these complex algorithms, basically sets of rules, to sift through all that information, find patterns,
Mm-hmm.
and then use those patterns to make predictions or, do whatever task it's designed for. It gets better over time with more data.
And it can seem really smart, almost human-like sometimes in conversation. Does the document tackle whether AI actually, thinks or feels things?
It does, and it draws a very firm line. It says, while AI can mimic human interaction really convincingly,
Sometimes too convincingly.
right, it fundamentally lacks genuine emotions, consciousness, or any kind of self-awareness like we have.
So it's pattern matching, essentially, advanced pattern matching.
That's a good way to put it. Based on the data it was trained on, it doesn't have inner experiences.
Okay, that's clear. So, given what it can do, learning, mimicking, how is it actually, impacting your life
Yeah.
tangibly?
Well, the document hits the big one first, jobs.
Ah, yes, the job question always comes up.
And the take here is that it's probably less about mass replacement of jobs and more about transforming them
Transforming how?
by automating routine tasks, sure, but also by creating totally new kinds of jobs, roles needed to develop, manage, and work with AI.
So it's shifting things, requiring new skills, maybe changing what your workday looks like, less about being replaced, more about adapting.
That seems to be the perspective here, yeah. And it also points out how AI is already woven into daily life, often without us even noticing.
Like what?
Well, think about virtual assistants, Siri, Alexa, the recommendations you get on Netflix or Amazon.
Right, you might also like stuff.
Exactly. Or your GPS app finding the fastest route, avoiding traffic jams in real time.
Hmm.
Even banks using it for fraud detection.
It's true, it's kind of running in the background a lot. And the document also mentions practical uses, like for work or school.
Yep. It lists things like helping write emails or reports, summarizing long articles, doing research faster, even helping with coding or brainstorming ideas, automating tedious stuff.
A productivity tool, then.
Potentially a very powerful one.
Okay, but with all this power and integration, we have to talk risks. Is it safe? What does the document say about the downsides?
It says AI can be safe, but only if it's developed and used responsibly. It definitely highlights significant risks.
Such as?
Things like potential misuse using AI for harmful purposes. Bias is a big one.
Bias. How so?
If the data used to train the AI is skewed or reflects existing societal biases, the AI can end up making unfair or discriminatory decisions.
Ah, okay. Garbage in, garbage out, basically.
Essentially, yes.
You-
Then there are privacy concerns, all that data collection, and the technical challenge of making sure we can always control these complex systems.
And things like misinformation, spreading fake news.
That's mentioned too, along with the risk of just relying too much on AI without thinking critically ourselves.
So lots to watch out for. What about rules? Regulation? Is anything being done?
According to this document,
Hmm?
it's a work in progress globally.
Still figuring it out.
Pretty much.
Oh,
It notes that many experts are pushing hard for strong international rules, guidelines for safety, fairness, ethical use.
makes sense. Finally, the big one, maybe the sci-fi question. AGI. Artificial General Intelligence. Will AI eventually get as smart as us? Or, smarter?
The document touches on AGI as a possible future. It's definitely not here now.
Okay.
And it points out that experts really disagree on if or when it might happen. But the very idea raises huge ethical questions. How would we manage that?
Yeah, profound questions indeed.
So just to kind of wrap up what we've gleaned from this top 10 questions document, AI is presented as this simulation of intelligence, learning from data, but without real consciousness.
Yeah.
It's changing jobs. It's already part of our daily tools, but it comes with real risks, bias, misuse, control issues.
And the rules are trying to catch up.
Exactly. Regulation is developing. And that future possibility of AGI, while debated, is definitely on the horizon as something to consider seriously, which really leaves us, and you listening, with a crucial thought prompted by all this. Given these risks we've talked about, and this push for rules and responsibility, how do we as individuals and as a society actually navigate the really tricky ethical challenges that come with AI becoming more and more powerful, more integrated into, well, everything?
Definitely something to keep thinking about as this all unfolds. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into today's big AI questions.